What was the purpose of this murder as you understood it?
That they wanted the kids.
Who wanted the kids?
Wendi.
Luis Rivera claims it was Wendi Adelson who wanted Dan Markel murdered, but his words, they don't fully believe it. I'll show you what's hiding inside the way he said it. This is never a truer word. And this is a quick look at day one of the Donna Adelson trial. I'll be doing these every day throughout the trial, daily breakdowns focused on the most telling courtroom statements. And each week I'm going to do then a deep dive into the most revealing testimony that we've seen. Now, if you're new here, this isn't like any other trial coverage. I don't talk about juror expressions or courtroom gossip or even the legal issues. I focus on one thing only, and that is the words people use when they're on the witness stand and what those words reveal about the truth, about deception, and also the intentions, the motivations of the person saying them. So if you want to get these daily updates or you want to get the deep dives at the end of every week of this trial, do subscribe now to this channel so you don't miss a thing. So let's go and look at the person who stood out for me on day one, hitman Luis Rivera. Now, the headlines after he testified, they said he was adamant that it was Wendi who was behind the murder of Dan Markel. Not Donna Adelson who's on trial, but Wendi Adelson, Donna's daughter. And at face value, that is what Luis Rivera said. Until you look at the words that he actually went with, let's take a look at some of the highlights from his testimony.
And then I said, if you would, please put the number 4 next to the man who was killed, and you did that with Danny Markel, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I said, if you would, put the number 5 next to the lady that wanted the man killed. And did you do that?
Yes, I did.
And was that with Wendi Adelson?
Yes, I did.
Now, that one was just a little bit strange. Did you catch it? Did you do that? This is about putting the number 5 next to a picture of Wendi Adelson. And he says, yes, I did. That's fine. He put the number 5 next to Wendi Adelson. And then he's asked, and was that with Wendi Adelson? And he doesn't say, yes, it was, which would be the correct, grammatically correct reply. It was once again this repetition of, yes, I did. So this is really distant. This is not him saying that he thinks that Wendi did this or he knows that Wendi did this. This is him just talking about putting a number next to a picture. It's not quite the same as saying, look, I know she did it. She ordered this trial, and saying all those words. In fact, it's really non-committal. He slips up. Was that Wendi Adelson? Yes, I did. That doesn't make any sense. Let's hear some more of his testimony.
And the woman who wanted him to be killed, past you and Sigfredo and Katie, the woman who wanted him to be killed was Wendi Adelson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It was she wanting her children, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here he has the word absolutely. It was Wendi Adelson who passed all this information on. He says, yes, ma'am. It was she wanting her children, correct, is the question. And he says, absolutely. Now, it was she wanting her children, correct, is a yes or no question. We can answer that question with yes or no. And he doesn't say yes or no. Instead, he goes for absolutely. Kind of like a super yes, like yes and even more yes, which shows he has a need to persuade of the answer here. Now, why do people feel a need to persuade of the answer? Sometimes it's because they really, really want us to believe it. Sometimes it's because they're lying and they think a simple yes isn't strong enough. They think an absolutely will be more likely to persuade us. I think what we've got here is his need to persuade. And why do I think that? Let's look at another time that Luis Rivera uses absolutely.
Did you follow Dan Markel again during this second trip?
Yeah.
Did you follow him to the daycare?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you actually see him drop his children off at school that morning?
Absolutely, yes.
So here we have an absolutely yes. And this is a curious way of answering. Did you follow him that morning? Yes. Did you follow him to the daycare? Yes, ma'am. So those are yes, no questions. And he's giving a yes. And then it's, did you see him drop his children off? And he says, absolutely yes. So we've got that word absolutely again. This need to go beyond yes to be really sure. It's a super yes. And here he's using it, I think, potentially to say, look, we knew the kids were not going to be around about the time of murder. So we absolutely saw him drop the kids off. He feels this need to persuade us. So he seems to use absolutely to persuade us of what is going on. Let's go into some more from Luis Rivera.
Was there a reason the murder had to be done on the day that it was done?
I believe so. I believe he was about to leave.
Who was about to leave?
Markel.
About to leave town?
Yeah.
How did you get that information?
I got it from Tudo.
Where did he get the information?
From Katie.
How did she know?
Wendi.
So here we have another implication of Wendi, that Wendi gave Katie the information that went to Tuto, that went to him so they could do the murder of Dan Markel, saying that all roads lead back to Wendi. However, look at how he answers the 3 questions. So the first one was, how did you know? He says in 5 words, I got it from Tuto. Now that's a perfect answer. It's talking about I, so he's saying who's involved. I got it from Tuto. He's putting himself in there. He is owning this answer. I got it from Tuto. So also there's another person there, so he's identifying who he got it from. And then it's a little bit like Chinese whispers, because the further away it gets, the less committed he is to the answers. So where did Tuto get it from? And it's just 2 words this time, from Katie, not he got it from Katie. All of a sudden things are starting to go missing from the answers here. It's just from Katie. And where did Katie get it from? This time it's just one answer, Wendi. He is much less committed to saying Wendi was involved. He doesn't, in my opinion, have any certainty that this came from Wendi. This is maybe something he believes, he's worked out, he's thought, but he doesn't know for a fact that this came from Wendi, which is why his answers get shorter and shorter and shorter the more distant the answers get from him. So he's not committed to the thought, the belief that it was Wendi. He might think it's possible, but he's not committed. He's open to so many more ideas. Now, you might be with me going, that's okay, that's all a little bit vague, but listen, his words belie himself. He wants, for some reason, he wants to give the impression that Wendi is behind this. He seems to be on a mission to blacken Wendi's name here and no one else's. However, this answer reveals, I believe, what he knows to be the truth. Have a listen.
And what was the purpose of this murder as you understood it?
That they wanted the kids.
Who wanted the kids?
Wendi.
Now, you might come out of that saying, oh yeah, he's implicated Wendi again. Who wanted the kids? He says, Wendi. But it's the part before that that gave it away. Did you spot it? What was the point of this murder, he's asked, and he says that they wanted the kids. So for all he seems to want to point every single finger at Wendi, when he was asked what was the point of the murder, he said they, more than one person, more than just Wendi. He believes it was the Adelsons in the entirety that wanted the kids. It wasn't just Wendi. They wanted the kids. Now, this is not me saying Wendi Adelson had nothing to do with it, that she's completely innocent. This is me saying that this guy does not know for certain that these things came from Wendi. His words belie him. He has no commitment. Whenever it comes to pointing the finger at Wendi, his words have low commitment to the fact that it was Wendi that was involved in this. For some reason, though, I can't imagine why that is, he is on a mission to frame Wendi while making Donna look like a good person. Go figure. So that is Daily Breakdown number 1. Join me for Daily Breakdown number 2. If you see anything at the trial you'd like me to take a look at, then do get in touch. You can find all the details at neveratruerword.com. Don't forget to subscribe so you get all the Daily Breakdowns and also the deep dive episodes at the end of a full week of the trial of Donna Adelson.